Prince Charles, or should I say King Charles III, has become the new king of the UK after his mother Queen Elizabeth II passed away. My name is Aaron and
I'm your host Michaela.
Today we're going to be talking all about King Charles III. King Charles was born at Buckingham Palace on November 14th, 1948 while his father played a game of squash. Later in 1950, his younger sister, Princess Anne, was born. In 1957, Charles began Hill House Prep School in Kings Knightsbridge, the first of the royal heir to ever attend school. Then in 1962, he moved to his father's old school, Goundstone in Aberdeenshire. He left with 6 0 levels and 2 A levels. In October 1967, he became the first hire to attend university, moving to Trinity College, Cambridge. He then graduated in 1970 with a 2.2 in anthropology, archaeology, and history. In 1969, he was crowned Prince of Wales at a ceremony. In 1991, he met and began dating Camilla Shand, and they reportedly broke it off when she married Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973. In March 1971, he began 6 months training as a jet pilot at the RAF, then enrolled at Dartmouth Naval College, before serving a number of Royal Navy ships and training as a helicopter pilot. Then in 1976, Charles left the Navy using his military pension of $7,000 to fund the Prince's Trust, the first of more than 25 charities. In 1979, he then met Diana Spencer, who was described by friends as a sort of wonderful English schoolgirl.
Diana Frances Spencer was born on July 1st and was the fourth of 5 children born to John Spencer, the 8th Earl Spencer of his first wife Frances Ruth Roch. The Spencers then separated when Diana was 6, but the divorce wasn't final until 1969, following a child custody battle won by her father. In later years, her younger brother Charles blames the split on the loss of their first son John, who passed away within hours of his birth in 1960. When she was 9, she was enrolled at Riddlesworth Hall, which is an all-girls boarding school in Norfolk. Diana then later joined her older sister Jane and Sarah at Westheath Girls' School in Kent, where she showed talent in music and sports but not academics. Later, she failed her O-level exams twice, then left without the equivalent of a high school diploma. When she was 13 years old, she was given the title of Lady after her grandfather passed away and her father inherited the title Earl of Spencer and the Althorp estate. In 1977, Diana met future husband Prince Charles, who at the time was dating her older sister Sarah. Later in 1980, he took her sailing on the royal yacht and invited her to Balmoral, his family's Scottish retreat, to meet his family. In January of 1981, tabloids reported a premarital liaison between Charles and Diana. Prince Philip wrote a letter to his son urging him to either propose or end the relationship, and Charles interpreted it as an order to propose.
In February 1981, the engagement of Charles and Diana was announced. He was 31 and she was 19. When asked if they were in love, he replied, "Whatever in love means." Then on July 29th, 1981, Charles and Diana married at St. Paul's Cathedral. In 1986, he was reunited with Camilla Parker Bowles, with whom he had cut off contact. Later says his marriage had broken down by this point. In 1992, publication of Diana, Her True Story by Andrew Morton, reveals explosive details of the marriage failure. The Sun obtained an leaked recording of the phone conversation between Charles and Camilla in which he expressed a desire to be her tampon. On December 9th, 1993, the separation of Prince and Princess of Wales was announced. Then just after the new year, publication of The Prince of Wales, which for author Jonathan Dimbley was given full access to Prince and his papers and diaries, reveals details of his infidelity and suggestion that Diana was mentally unstable. BBC's News magazine aired an interview which had been planned and carried out in secrecy. During the conversation, Diana discussed her past struggles with depression, bulimia, and self-inflicted injuries and admits her own infidelities. But her most famous quote was in regards to the love triangle with her ex-husband Charles and his longtime love Camilla. "Well, there was the 3 of us in a marriage, so it was a bit crowded," she said. In August 1996, Charles and Diana's divorce was finalized. Diana was awarded a lump sum of settlement of $22.5 million in cash, as well as about $600,000 in a year to maintain her private office, in addition to receiving permission to continue living in their Kensington Palace apartments, and she agreed to give up any future claim of being queen, and with his net worth of $40 million, it's likely that he had to pay it all himself. However, she was stripped of the title of Her Royal Highness and was henceforth referred to as Diana, Princess of Wales. On August 30th, 1997, Diana and her new lover Dodi departed Paris Ritz-Carlton Hotel after dinner to spend a night in his apartment. Their said to be intoxicated driver Henry Paul, later found to be 3 times over the legal limit, raced through Paris in an attempt to outrun paparazzi. Shortly after midnight, he crashed their Mercedes into a cement pylon, ending his and Dodi's life instantly. Diana and her bodyguard Trevor were then taken to the hospital. The next day at the hospital, Diana succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced deceased at 4 a.m. at the age of 36. One of Diana's former butlers named Paul says that the princess predicted her own passing in a car crash. Apparently she was so scared 10 months before her passing, she wrote to Paul saying that there was a plot made by a member of the royal family and that her car brakes would be tampered with and she would be suffering head injuries, and all of this would be that so Prince of Wales could marry again, because in the royal family, one isn't supposed to divorce or remarry, so the only way that's allowed to happen is if someone passes away. The letter she wrote said, "I'm sitting here at my desk today in October. longing for someone to hug me and encourage me to keep strong and hold my head up high. This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure and serious head injury in order to make the path clear for him to marry Tiggy. Camilla is nothing but a decoy. So what do you guys think? Do you think Charles did all of this or had help from the royal family, or was it just a coincidence that there was a car accident? On April 9th, 2005, the wedding of Charles and Camilla took place at a register office in Windsor. We're very grateful for her. She made our father very happy, Prince Harry had said at the time. Prince Charles accompanied Meghan Markle, his soon-to-be daughter-in-law, down the aisle for her marriage to his son Prince Harry in 2018. And in 2021, Prince Charles is seen with his wife, the Duchess of Cornwall, at the funeral of his father, Prince Philip. King Charles III then addressed the nation on September 9th, 2022. He pays tribute to Her Majesty, the Queen, calling her my beloved mother and my darling mama. In the first addressing as king, he tells the nation, "I shall endeavor to serve with loyalty, respect, and love as I have throughout my life." King Charles also reportedly sparked waves for concern over his red and swollen fingers. A senior lecturer at the University of Chester issued an insight into his health. He began by telling the Daily Star that even though loads of conditions could lead to King Charles' swollen fingers, there are even more that have not yet been brought up. While talking to the publication, Dr. Nye quoted saying, "Oedemia is a condition where the body starts to retain fluids in the limbs, normally the legs and ankles, but also the fingers, which cause them to swell. Oedemia is a common condition and mostly affects people over the age of 65, as the ability for fluid control is restricted. To see if this is the cause, pressing the swollen area for about 15 seconds could cause depression in the area." Arthritis, another common condition, is for people that are over 60. It often affects the main areas in the hand, the thumb joint, or either joints in the fingers. Fingers usually become stiff, painful, and swollen, and although medication can help with the pain, the swelling can remain. Uncommon causes may include high salt diet leading to fluid retention. Certain medications can rarely lead to swelling as a side effect, such as blood pressure medications or steroid medications. Before concluding, he also added, "There certainly aren't any immediate health concerns to be concluded from swollen fingers, and it's most likely a sign of his age." The king has taken a lighthearted approach to the past, having jokingly referred to himself as having sausage fingers in a letter to a friend after his son, William the Prince of Wales, was born. He wrote, "I can't tell you how excited and how proud I am. He really does look surprisingly appetizing, as he has sausage fingers just like me," as quoted in the biography Charles, the Man Who Will Be King. There was also some drama with videos and memes going around TikTok about how Charles had gotten frustrated at a pen while trying to sign a document. With these videos, people have said that they're concerned about his temper. He's only been king for a few days and people are already very scared. Everyone's allowed to be mad once in a while, but when you're the king of the UK, you have to be very careful because people are always watching you and looking up to you. But you let me know in the comments what you think about this whole situation. My name is Aaron, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back to The Rich Life. My name is Aaron, and before we get started, don't forget to click like and subscribe for your daily dose of your favorite celebrity content. Now let's get to it. Today we're going to be talking about Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton, also known as Catherine Elizabeth Middleton and Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, is married to Prince William. Kate Middleton's net worth is $10 million, but William inherited the Duchy of Cornwall, a $1 billion real estate holding that provides next in line to the throne with a personal income of $20 to $30 million annually. So let's just add that to her bank account. Prince William is in line to succeed his father, Prince Charles, to the throne of England, and this means that Kate Middleton will likely become the Queen Consort of the United Kingdom one day. But prior to marrying Prince William, Kate Middleton worked in the fashion industry. Catherine Elizabeth Middleton was born on January 9th, 1982 in Reading, England. Although she would later become a member of the royal family, Kate was raised in an upper middle class household among two other siblings. Kate's mother launched a successful business called Party Pieces. The company sells party supplies and was worth around $45 million as of 2011. All with that said, she does have a strong tie to the royalty on her father's side. The Middleton family was closely interacting with members of the royal family as early as 1926. Multiple generations of the Middleton family have also benefited from the trust fund set up over a century ago. When Kate Middleton was 2 years old, her family moved to Jordan, where her father worked for a British Airway. After returning to England at the age of 4, Kate Middleton was enrolled in St. Andrew's School. She later studied at the elite boarding schools such as Downhouse School and Marlborough College before moving to the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. From 2006 to 2007, Kate worked for Jigsaw, a fashion retailer. She worked for the company as a prosecutor of jewelry. In 2011, she worked for her family's company Party Pieces. Kate Middleton and Prince William first met in 2001 when they were both students at St. Andrews. Allegedly, Prince William attended a fashion show in which Kate Middleton wore a transparent dress, sparking his interest. Now boy, you gotta get your mind out the gutter. But anyways, by 2003, they started dating. In their second year at St. Andrews, Middleton and Prince William were roommates together with 2 other students. Around this point in time, Kate Middleton began to suffer harassment from media sources. She prompted a number of individuals to threaten legal action, including members of the royal family and Kate's family lawyer. In 2007, Kate and William ended their relationship for unknown reasons. However, rumors continued to circulate not long after that they'd gotten back together. In 2010, Kate Middleton officially became engaged to Prince William. In 2011, their marriage was broadcasted live and an estimated audience of 300 million people. After their marriage, the royal couple toured Canada. Kate is one of the few commoners to marry into the royal family. In 2012, Kate announced that she was pregnant with her first child. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge became parents for their first time when they welcomed their son Prince George in 2013. Just a few years later, they announced the arrival of their daughter, Princess Charlotte, in 2015 and completed their family with the birth of Prince Louis in 2018. While the youngest members of the royal family have already taken on duties in the public eye, William and Kate are working hard to keep most of their lives outside of the spotlight. Now, after marrying William, she assumed the title Her Royal Highness of Duchess of Cambridge. Despite the title of Duchess, she's also a Princess of the United Kingdom. When she travels to Scotland, her title becomes Countess of Strathearn. If Kate happens to be in Northern Ireland, she's referred to the third title, Lady Carrickfergus. Kate Middleton and Prince William started engaging in charity work together even before they were married. They set up a fund through William's existing charity so that people could donate money on their behalf in lieu of a wedding gift. Following this, Kate Middleton focused on charity work related to small children and addiction issues. Her patronages include East Angeles Children's Hospice, Actions and Addictions, and the Natural History Museum. Through Action on Addiction, Middleton sometimes visits recovery centers and spends time with recovering addicts. She also gives patronage to a program called Moving Parents and Children Together, or MPACT. This organization focuses on the impact of addiction in families. In 2019, she started supporting Backyard Nature, an organization that aims to get families and their children outside and connected with nature. Some of her most notable charity work also revolves around mental health. Kate, Prince Harry, and Prince William all collaborated in 2016's Head Together campaign, which encourages people to speak about their mental health problems. She also launched a project called Mentally Healthy Schools, which focuses on providing school children the resources they need to get help with mental health issues. She also been involved in the Young Minds Matter movement in 2016. Now, Kate Middleton has been singled out time to time again for her impeccable sense of style. As early as 2006 and 2007, she's been declared a fashion icon. She's also continuously made the best dressed list of various publications. In 2014, she was indicted into the International Best Dressed Hall of Fame. She's such an influential fashion figure around the world because of the items she wears, and they often become bestsellers in the next few weeks. Now, considering previous issues with the late Princess Diana, the media frenzy surrounding Kate Middleton is somewhat expected. That being said, the media have, in the eyes of the royal family, crossed the line more than one occasion in their obsession with Middleton. She was awarded a considerable settlement after she was photographed playing tennis without her consent. The offending press allegedly issued a public apology. Things were taken a step further when Kate Middleton was photographed sunbathing topless in France. The owners and editors of the media publication Closer were both heavily fined as a result. Photographs were also published which showed Kate Middleton's dress flying up in the air while she was hiking near Sydney, exposing her bare bottom. But in recent news, as the Queen has passed, that means that Prince William's wife, Kate Middleton, title as Duchess of Cambridge, would automatically change. Prince William is second in line to the throne, and we can't help but wonder, what does this mean for Kate? While William and Kate's titles have been updated to the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge, with the Cornwall edition coming as William became the eldest son of the reigning monarch and took the title from his father and stepmother, who previously had it. Likely though, William's title will change to Prince of Wales, the title historically held by those first in line. In fact, the title was officially granted to Prince Charles 50 years ago, as he's the 21st man to hold the title. When Charles married Diana Spencer in 1981, she automatically became Princess of Wales. And while the title technically should have passed on to Camilla Parker Bowles, upon the wedding to Charles, she turned it down out of respect to Diana and is instead known as the Duchess of Cornwall. However, now that Charles has ascended the throne of king, the Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge is expected to expect their new title of honor of Prince William's mother. The Princess of Wales visited the Army Training Center in Pittsburgh, Surrey on Friday with her husband Prince William and appeared to reveal the personal struggles she's currently facing. Speaking to Canadian military personnel, the mother of Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis mentioned in the past few months telling them, going from that, the Jubilee, to this in a few months is very strange. The royal was also heard discussing lack of sleep with the troops. Since news broke of Queen Elizabeth's sad passing on Thursday, the 8th of September, the senior royals have had outgoings almost every day to thank well-wishers for their condolences and pay their respects to their majesty. It's no wonder that the princess may be feeling tired under circumstances. But she could also have lost a lot of sleep over this one other thing: the media frenzy about her relationship with Meghan Markle. The British tabloids love to pit Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle against each other, creating a false narrative that the two women were feuding. But in Meghan's interview with Oprah, Meghan spoke candidly about her relationship with the Duchess of Cambridge and the false tabloid story that Meghan made Kate cry before her royal wedding. But the truth is, Kate made her cry. Their relationship hasn't progressed much since she was Harry's girlfriend. Kate didn't put a lot of effort into becoming close with Meghan. The narrative with Kate, which didn't happen, was really difficult and something that I think that's when everything changed really. No, I didn't make Kate cry. No, the reverse happened, Meghan said. Oprah told Meghan about the headlines where she was being compared to Kate, including in stories where Kate was being praised for cradling her baby bump. Oprah said, "You doing the same thing." The headline said, "Meghan can't keep her hands off the baby bump for pride or vanity." When Oprah brought up the headlines that praised Kate for eating avocados while pregnant, and others linked Meghan's avocado consumption to water shortages, illegal deforestation, and environmental devastation, she was really upset. But let me know what you think about this whole thing in the comments below, with Kate becoming the next queen, and if you think there's actually any tension between her and Meghan Markle. Welcome back to The Rich Life. My name's Aaron, and before we get started, don't forget to click like and subscribe for your daily dose of your favorite celebrity content. Now let's get to it. Today we're going to be talking about Prince William. Prince William is a member of the British royal family with a $100 million fortune. The late Diana, Princess of Wales, and Charles, Prince of Wales, have two sons, Prince William, who's their eldest, and Prince Harry, who's their second. He's also the third eldest grandchild of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. He was once named Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, until the passing of his grandmother. William was then named Prince of Wales after his father was crowned king. He just inherited a 685-year-old estate worth $1 million. Now, on June 21st, 1981, Prince William Arthur Philip Louis was born. Since the birth of Prince John in 1905, he was the first child to be born to a Prince and Princess of Wales. William's parents gave him the endearing nickname Wombat. He attended the University of St. Andrews in Scotland for college, where he met Kate Middleton, who he's now married to. He completed 44 weeks of officer cadet school in December 2006 and was commissioned into the Blues and Royals Regiment. He finished his pilot school in April 2008 and subsequently pursued helicopter training. He then joined the RAF Search and Rescue Force as a full-time pilot in the beginning of 2009 and served till September 2013 in the British Armed Forces. The majority of William's first 40 years of life were spent as the second line in the throne. Prince William took the throne first in line of succession after the passing of his grandmother Queen Elizabeth in September of this year. The head of Commonwealth, figurehead of 54-member Commonwealth of Nations, and in England only, Supreme Government of Church of England, and the next two positions in line after his father. Supreme Governor of Church of England are the next two positions in line for him, again after his father. The majority of William's $30 million net worth came from a trust fund he inherited from his late mother before his father was crowned king. Charles succeeded to the throne in September of 2022, and William immediately inherited the Duchy of Cornwall, a $1 billion real estate holding which provides the next in line to the throne with a personal income of $20 to $30 million annually. When William and Harry's great-grandmother passed away in 2002, they also each got a lump sum of money. William's father, Charles, typically pays $4 million annually to cover his travel, security, and secretarial costs. At St. Anne Mary's Hospital in London on June 21st, he was given the name William Arthur Philip Louis. Now, royal members don't have last names. That same day also marked the 82nd birthday of Queen Elizabeth, commonly known as the Queen Mother, who is his paternal great-grandmother. In 1992, the mother and father of Prince William divorced. Not until 1996, their divorce was legally finalized. That following year, Princess Diana sadly perished in a vehicle accident in Paris. William first attended independent schools before following the footsteps of the Spencer family and enrolling at Eton College, where Diana's father and brother previously attended. William attending Eton went against the royal family's custom of sending their child to Gordonstoun for education. He attended 4 different schools in the UK and graduated from the University of St. Andrews. Now, together with his brother Harry, Prince William served as a lieutenant in the Household Chivalry Blues and Royals unit. After finishing his pilot training at the Royal Air Force College, Cranwell, he received his wings in just 2 years. After that, he was transferred to the Royal Air Force, where he was given the rank of flight lieutenant and trained by fly helicopters in order to join search and rescue forces as a full-time pilot. He completed his general and helicopter-specific training in the fall of 2010. He then spent the RAF Valley working as a co-pilot on a Sea King search and rescue helicopter with No. 22 Squadron. At Westminster Abbey on April 29, 2011, Prince William got married to Kate Middleton, who has since become the Duchess of Cambridge. Prince William received the title Duke of Cambridge, Earl of Strathearn, and Baron Carrickfergus just hours before his wedding. Now we're going to talk about the Diana Trust. Charles provided Diana with a $24 million settlement after their divorce. This is equivalent to about $40 million in today's dollars after inflation. The funds were placed in a trust after the passing so that William and Harry would receive them on their respective 25th birthdays. When they were both 30 years old, the trust had grown enough that each son would have received $20 million in inheritance. The significant majority of William and Harry's personal wealth is derived from the trust. So the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge became first-time parents when they welcomed their son Prince George in 2013. Just a few years later, they announced the arrival of their daughter Princess Charlotte in 2015 and completed their family with the birth of Prince Louis in 2018. While the youngest members of the royal family have already taken on duties in the public eye, William and Kate are working hard to keep most of their lives outside the spotlight. Now, although Prince William and Harry are royal brothers, they may remind you of your very own relationship with your siblings. They've been through so many things together other and nobody really understands. They were 12 and 15 years old at the time of their mother, Princess Diana's passing. Nobody apart from each other knows exactly, not even the father, what's gone in their heads and their hearts for the last 20 odd years. They both experienced the loss of their mother. The only people that they could really talk about it in a candid way was each of them. Following Harry and Meghan's decision to relocate from Nottingham College in London to Frogmore Cottage in Windsor, England, a location further distant from William and wife Princess Kate's residence in Kensington Palace, rumors of a rift gained attention in 2018. But a source confirmed that the princes have grown apart over the years. In 2019, an insider told Us Magazine that things are not great between William and Harry. They both need to put in effort to rebuild the relationship. He doesn't envy the responsibility that comes with being a future king of England, but William's the golden boy and Harry feels like he has a lot to live up to. News broke in January 2020 when Harry and Meghan were stepping back from their senior royal duties and opened up about their choice for the first time in March 2021 in a tell-all interview on CBS. Harry said, "I was trapped, but I didn't know I was trapped," Harry said. "Trapped within the system like the rest of my family. My father, Prince Charles, and my brothers are trapped. They don't get to leave, and I have a huge compassion for that." In addition to conforming, he and William are still struggling. Harry noted that he wasn't on great terms with his dad either. William and Harry will always be bonded from the loss of their mother, however. Harry said, "William and I can separate lives into two parts. There are the years that we were blessed beside us with the physical presence of both our mother and father, and then there are 10 years since our mother's death," Harry said during a speech on the 10-year anniversary of Diana's passing. "Since she was our guardian, friend, and protector, she never once allowed her unflattering love for us to go unspoken or undemonstrated. Behind the media glare to us, two children, she was quite simply the best mother in the world." In 2011, Harry stood by his brother's side at his wedding to Kate, and over the years, Harry seemingly enjoyed attending royal engagements with William and Kate. According to several reports, Harry and William's rift began when the elder prince expressed concerns for how quickly his brother has been moving with Meghan, who he started dating in 2016. Now before that, William went on to plan his brother's stag party. And in 2018, William returned the favor and served as Harry's best man when he married Meghan at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle in May of that year. It was clear that the brothers were going in different directions after news broke in February 2019 that Harry and Meghan were splitting their royal charity from Kate and William. While many reportedly alleged that Kate and Meghan were not on good terms, longtime royalty filmmaker Nick Bullen claimed that the rift was actually between William and Harry. After Harry and Meghan announced their plans to skip Christmas with Queen Elizabeth II in November 2019, an insider shared how his rift with William was partly to blame for the decision. The insider shared that Harry and Meghan blindsided William and Kate when they announced their decision to step back from their senior royal duties in January 2020. It's sad because when we were younger, William would be the first person Harry would go to with big news like this. William is incredibly hurt, but at the same time he has a family to focus on and is trying to move forward with his life. The source added that William and Harry have only spoken a couple of times about business matters since the Duke and Duchess of Sussex moved to Canada in 2019. While the brothers were back on speaking terms in 2020, things were made worse between them after the release of the book Finding Freedom based on the experience of Harry and Meghan. After months of barely communicating, royal expert Katie Nichols revealed in May 2020 that the two brothers were back on speaking terms, in part due to Prince Charles' sickness during the pandemic. During Harry and Meghan's CBS sit-down in March 2021, he confirmed that the brothers were still on the outs, but he had hoped that the princes would repair their relationship. The brothers came face to face for the first time in April 2021 after Harry returned to the UK for Prince Philip's funeral, which was the first public sighting of Harry and William in more than 1 year. In 2022, while honoring the Queen's 70 years on the throne during the Platinum Jubilee, Harry and Meghan attended the service at Thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral. However, inside the church, the Sussexes did not sit beside William and Kate. A source exclusively mentioned that in June 2022, the brothers hit rock bottom in their relationship and they had not been on good terms for 2 years. William doesn't know who Harry is anymore and the trust between them is strained. Now, days after the Queen's death, the brothers made a rare public appearance together while greeting mourners outside Windsor Castle with their wives. The brothers walked side by side during a procession to Westminster Hall where the Queen's casket was. But behind closed doors, a royal expert also shared that the relationship remained dicey. Let me know what you think about this whole situation of the brothers, and let me know what you think about the Queen's funeral. My name is Aaron, thanks for checking out The Rich Life, and we'll see you soon.